y'all, it is Hope at Crafty Hope, and I am working on cards 11, 12, and 13 for the Southern Gals 5 Minute Challenge on Instagram that was during August. And it's over now, but I'm still catching up on sharing those with you. And I am just using some Uno cards that I covered with, I don't know, bits and pieces of scrap paper, just a mix of things that I had on my desk and sitting around, and I'm altering those in 5 minutes. Some of these I do go over. There are very few that I get under that 5 minute mark, but the whole purpose of the project was just to create for 5 minutes, and I did that every day for August without skipping. So I'm sharing some of my favorite cards with y'all in this. This first one had, I don't know, some kind of old book paper on it, and I collaged down some random bits. I think one of those is a stamp I had carved that I just had tested and had that bit there, and just some other stuff. And I used my Oohoo glue stick to glue it down. And those are some, oh, what are they? Jane Davenport watercolors, and they're the brights. And so I just picked a couple colors of blue and a yellow that I really liked and put those down, and I'm drying them now. I had tried in my last video on this to stop the timer um, and dry things, because I've found that that's the hardest part for me, is not having dry surfaces, but it felt like I was cheating to stop the timer. So I'm kind of like, that's fine, I'll just go over if I need to go over. It's not super cheating. So anyway, here's me trying to fan it dry. And y'all saw I fiddled with a couple things, not knowing where I was going to go with this. I fumbled with this one quite a bit. I pulled out, that's a, I can't think, Briareese maybe. I didn't use it, so it doesn't matter. But there's a Faber-Castell Pitt pen. It's the brush pen there that I am just doing some mark making, just some little circles across the page. And that's some Tim Holtz, I think they're called clippings, that I'm going to use. And I used the one that says "Be Thankful" because that seemed appropriate on this page. And I'm just going to use that same Pitt pen to kind of highlight that sticker, and then I'm going to go around the whole outside of the card with it. And then I believe that's going to be it for this card. It's a super quick one and really limited materials. And that's kind of the purpose of this, is just throw some stuff at a page. All right, so we're going to move on to, what did I say, 12. Now this card had newsprint on it, and I found that I didn't like the newsprint on these Uno cards because you could see the Uno card behind it, and that just doesn't work for me. So I'm going to do quite a bit of collage, and again, these are just random papers. You can still see some of the ones I used on the previous card there, and I'm just going to glue it down and make this a, I don't know, I really just wanted to cover up that Uno in the background, so it didn't, I don't know, it didn't steer me in any kind of direction. So I yeah, so I put down, that is some Americana. Is it paint from DecoArts in Magenta, I believe, and I don't know. And then that's just some white acrylic paint. I think that was FolkArt or FolkCraft or something. It's just white acrylic paint, and I'm kind of blending those two colors together, and I really love the yummy mix of colors that are there. And for some reason I also grabbed that Lindy spray. Oh, what color is it? Rusty Lantern Lime. And so that just kind of adds a hint of another color on there. It doesn't, um, I don't know, it doesn't detract a whole lot from the other colors. And I thought I was going to use this little piece of tissue paper that had flowers on it, so I keep trying to bring those in there, but just I knew that they wouldn't work. I already had too much going on in the background on there, so I put those to the side and decided I'll dry this and then figure out what I'm going to do from here. So I grab one of my Stabilo Woodies, and that's a light blue one, and just make some like really chunky big like mark making, some big dashes on there. And then I grab another sticker. Y'all, I'm all about the words on a page. It doesn't feel complete unless there's some kind of focal. So I threw down those words that said "Live Your Story," and then I'm going to scribble with my chunky Papermate pencil real quick. Yeah, but I have to have some kind of focal on something, otherwise it doesn't feel complete. Now I'm going around the edges of this with the peacock feathers, which kind of go with that blue I had on there. And then I'm using one of these Dollar Tree makeup contour brushes to kind of help blend that around the corner. And y'all, I still have like 10 seconds on my timer there. So I'm going to start gluing up some of the edges and then my timer is going to go off. And so I do go over this just a little to try to get those edges down. And that's it for this card. It's kind of abstract, but I love it. Now, card 13, I do go over a little bit with this one. Um, yeah, but you see, I've got some book paper and it's got a little bit of, I think, Payne's Gray on there and like a teal blue. And I had picked out this Liquitex acrylic ink in Kodak and Magenta and then an Amsterdam acrylic ink in warm gray. And I'm just putting both of them there and I'm going to spray. Am I spraying water or am I going to use my paintbrush? I've got my paintbrush. Then I'm going to spread those around a little bit. I think I do spray it here in a second. Maybe. I don't remember. I don't know. No, there I go. I thought I sprayed it. Okay. And then I'm going to I'm going to let that kind of move around by itself, but then I'm going to take a bamboo skewer and kind of drag that through some of the areas, and that gives it kind of a marbling effect where some of that magenta goes into some of that warm gray. It's super cool. Yeah, so I kind of dug that. And then I'm going to dry it because that ink is so wet that there's not much else I could do at that point without it being dry. So, like I said, this I think was the hardest part of this project for me was not being able to. Well, I mean, the drying taking up so much time for me. So anyway, um, I did pick up a little bit of the ink from there, and I'm gonna come in with what am I coming in with? I can't remember. Oh, my Stabilo all pencil in black, and I am dipping it into my water jug there and just making some scribbly, yummy dark marks on it to kind of, I don't know, help bring that together. And of course, I've got to use a wet paintbrush, even though that was wet, to kind of drag it out a little. And I'll pick up the excess. And that ended up picking up a lot of it. So I did put aside a couple stickers. For all of these, I pulled out a couple of little things that I thought would work into them so that I didn't feel like I was scrambling so much. I just grabbed a couple stickers and I picked this lock sticker. And I decided to go around it with my Stabilo real quick. And then I'm going to pull out my Tim Holtz Chit Chat stickers or small talk stickers because I knew just a small word would fit on that lock. And I found the word trust, which I feel if you trust somebody, you know, they're kind of locked into you. So I felt that really worked with this. And so I stuck that on there, but I think my timer is about to go out. Off here in a second. No, I'm going to edge the card for just a second to frame it up. And my timer is going to go off here in a second. And I feel like this card still needed a pop of something. So I'm going to grab my Liquitex Gold acrylic ink, which I love, and put a dab of it down and then add some water and grab my fan brush. I love the fan brush for adding splatter. It does it perfectly. And I'm going to splatter this card with that. And I think after that, I'm done with this card. I'll dry it and all of that. But that will be the end of this section for these cards. I'll show you some pictures of all three of these at the end. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. All right, guys, thanks for coming by. Keep on crafting on. Bye.